Sorry, this is late again. I just woke up. I was super busy all weekend. I had my first meeting at the center, so this week's topic is bottom surgery. I have a lot of thoughts on bottom surgery. The first thing to talk about is meta versus fallow. Meta is the one where when you're on T, you get bottom growth. um, the clitoris grows longer, and so meta is basically what they do is they clip the clitoris so that they move it forward so that it's kind of like a very small penis, I guess. Well, it's basically a very small penis. They can do urethral lengthening so that you can pee out of it and stuff. Um, and you obviously still have full sensation. Whereas fallow, what they do is they basically create a tube of flesh. It's either from thigh, your arm, forearm, your stomach. I've seen them do it from, or they now have a new one where they use the back pedicle muscle flap, and they create a tube of that, and they basically attach it to you, and they do micro nerve surgery to connect the nerves, and then they usually insert a device for it to be able to get erections. Thoughts on bottom surgery? I've been pretty certain I want bottom surgery for a long time. Um, I had bottom dysphoria before I realized I was trans. I just kind of brush it off as, oh, well, I would rather have that. Um, I get a lot of dysphoria when it has to do with not being able to pee standing up too. I've I've met some guys who it doesn't bother them at all. I've met some guys who it does bother them. So maybe it's a personal thing. I mean, obviously it is a personal thing, but for me, I'm actually seeking phalloplasty. A lot of guys I know don't like the current surgical results as they're not very satisfactory, to be honest. However, for me, I still would like them. I'm gonna seek the back pedicle flap technique, as my tattoos cover my arms, and I don't want a thigh graft one because they leave very large scars because they take skin grafts, like very big scars. So for me, I want the back pedicle one. I've seen scars for that, and it's usually like a curved scar, such. Depends how big it is, or depends the surgeon and how badly you scar. But I would like the back pedicle flap one. I know that the current surgeon the only surgeon who does that in the U.S. is Crane, but I would like to see more results from him before I make an opinion on whether I get it or not. I haven't seen any of his phalloplasties, and I'm iffy on the other results I've seen from him. A lot of people get meta and then fallow after. I think I'm probably going to pursue that as well. Um, I know Bowers does a meta that's pretty affordable. However, I know there are a lot of issues with that as well. There's another video guy made that was very useful that talked about why her metas are so cheap. She doesn't do a hysterectomy as part of it necessarily, and you have to add a lot. It's kind of like buying a car; you have to add on all the other package things you want. So I'm kind of about that. I should be switching to an insurance to Kaiser Permanente within the next year or so. After I push through for a hysterectomy, I'm going to try to see what they do about bottom surgery because I'm not sure if they include it in their gender reassignment surgery plan coverage. Um, Dealing with bottom dysphoria for me has been weird. Uh, I like packers and I would like to be able to pack, but it irritates my skin to wear them all the time. And I, for the life of me, can't figure out how to make a S to P, stand to P work. Um, I just, I'm just bad at it, I guess. And that causes a lot of issues for me. So when I do go to the bathroom, obviously I have to go into stall and pee, like sit down to pee. So I just, I guess not thinking about it is kind of helpful. I mean, because of the growth from testosterone, it's not as bad as it used to be. How my bottom dysphoria, however, it's still stressful to look in a mirror naked and see that my body's masculinized, and then this and these. But that stresses me out the most. I get more bottom dysphoria than top dysphoria. Um, what I do with that is I just throw myself into whatever else I'm doing. I distract myself a lot, which is a really good coping skill. I just throw myself into something else, TV, video games, writing. Another thing I do is I try not to. I look into bottom surgery because it helps me stay hopeful. Like I look at results, I look at techniques, because it helps me remember that it is something that will happen, and it also helps me to make decisions and stay up to date on what's going on. Um, Sometimes that can make dysphoria worse for people, though, so be aware of that. Let's see what else I do for bottom dysphoria. Packing does help. When it's really bad, I do pack. But that's not a lot of the time. Usually, I just kind of ignore this area. And this sounds really dumb, but wearing like tighter underwear helps me because when I wear boxers, it kind of reminds me of what's not there. Whereas when I wear tighter fitting underwear, it kind of feels more like normal, I guess, to me because I don't think so much about this space between me and the front of my boxers. Um, but I do get a lot of bottom dysphoria, and if anyone wants to talk to me about theirs or uh, anything like that, I'm fine with talking to you guys too. So I guess those are just my thoughts on this, and I'll see you guys next week. Sorry, I look like crap. I just woke up.